Almost 1:30 and I am cracking open a cold one. I'm a DIY queen. I feel like I'm gonna make some people mad with this review, but I did not give this book 5 stars. Hello you guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel if you're new around here. My name is Hannah, if you're not new, welcome back. I'm making some breakfast to start out my morning. I'm gonna do a little yogurt bowl, so I figured I would show the vlog, talk to you guys while I make breakfast. Today's Thursday, so it is a work day, but we are literally so close to the weekend. I'm actually very excited for the weekend because this is the first, I feel like, real weekend that I've had back in like Jersey City, New York City area since we started traveling like 3 weeks ago. Like, granted, I was in New York City between the Outer Banks and Charleston / Virginia, but I feel like I just kind of like hung out here and didn't really do too much that I can recall. So I'm excited to have like a weekend back in New York. I don't know what we're planning to do this weekend, but football's back. I feel like it's finally getting a little cooler outside, so it's a little bit more bearable to be in the city / subway and all of the things. So I'm not sure what we'll get up to, but I am just like excited to be here. I feel like fall in New York is like one of the best seasons to not only like live in New York, but also visit New York, just because, like I mentioned, the weather is more tolerable. The leaves are changing, the outfits, the whole 9 yards. So I'm excited to be here, if you can tell, since I've said that 5 times already. I'm actually hosting book club tonight, and I saw this theme on TikTok that was like trending a few months back. And granted, I'm a few months late to the trend, especially since it's now kind of fall and not really summer anymore. But we're doing a Weenies and Tinis themed book club, which I'm very excited for. I have like all the accessories. So I'm gonna show you guys how I'm planning to set up and like everything I bought for Weenies and Tinis a little bit later. But I'm very, very excited for that. I never really like host in my apartment. One, because I feel like I'm far away from everyone, so I feel like asking people to come all the way to Jersey City, I just feel bad doing it, I guess. Even though it's not that hard, you just have to take like the subway to the path, but I just feel like it's out of people's way, so I never really like host. But I really do enjoy hosting and like planning a party and like getting all the accessories for it, the food, thinking it out in my head. I just hope that the vision comes to life the way that I want it to come to life tonight, and I think that it will, because I bought lots of like, I don't know how, like not even really baseball type stuff, but things that you would think of when you think of like hot dogs and martinis, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So that's going on tonight. Tomorrow I'm not sure. Saturday I'm also not sure. We're just gonna play it by ear, and I'm gonna bring you guys along with. So I just wanted to start off this video by entering the vlog saying welcome back. If you're not subscribed already, make sure to subscribe down below, because we have a lot of fun on this channel, clearly. And yeah, that's about it. It's almost 1:30 and I am cracking open a cold one. And by cracking open a cold one, I mean Poppy. I just had over an hour of meetings, and I did eat like in the middle of my calls. I was eating a chicken salad sandwich because I didn't have to like actively participate in one call. It was just like a department-wide call. So now I'm taking a little break to sit at the kitchen counter, and I'm gonna drink my Poppy and watch some YouTube and kind of like disconnect for work for a little bit. I then have another call at 2:30, and that is my last call of the day. So I feel like today's like really kind of flying by. I can't believe it's already almost 1:30. I feel like I just started work like an hour ago, but I'm not mad about it. I like when my work days fly by, because there's nothing worse than like a slow work day, you know? Alright, it's officially 5 o'clock, which means I'm off the clock, off of work, and I'm gonna start prepping some things for book club. I think I mentioned earlier that we're doing Weenies and Martinis. So I sent like my book club group a survey like earlier this week, just asking them what they would prefer, like this or that situation, and I gave like a few options for the martinis. So I think we're gonna do espresso martinis and we're gonna do apple cider martinis. I would just do the apple cider martinis, but I have a friend that's allergic to apples, and I'm not looking to send her to the ER tonight, so I'm gonna do 2 different options. So I'm gonna prep the apple cider stuff now and put them in these jars. I got these off of Amazon for, I literally think, like $9. I'm not kidding. They're plastic, so they're not the nicest material, but honestly I feel like I could totally reuse these for like a picnic or like making cold brew or sweet tea or like future cocktails in the fridge. Like I feel like they won't go to waste. So I'm making the apple cider martini, putting it in here, and then gonna put it in the fridge and then clean up everything so there's like no cross contamination with the apples, and then I'll bring separate stuff to make the espresso martinis. That's the situation. I'm a little bit nervous to make this cocktail. I've never made it before. I'm just going off of a Pinterest recipe, and if it's good I'll link it down below for you guys. But I figured the weather is kind of getting a little cooler out. People are saying that it's fall now, which I'm getting there. I'm not like 100% in on the fall vibes yet, but I'm getting there. We might whip out the fall stuff this weekend, but that's like a whole other discussion. So I figured I'd throw some seasonal drinks in there. Also, this just sounded really yummy. My thing is, I need to find a way to quadruple the recipe. Right now, the only options on the website are for like 3 times the ingredients, so like 3 drinks. And I'm gonna try to make 10, I think. Maybe I'll start with 5 and just make sure that it tastes good, and then do a separate batch if it does taste good. That's probably the best option. So I need to find a way to like literally make this recipe 5 drinks and still have it taste good. I'm just more concerned about, I think, like the vodka consistency than anything else. So I am gonna try to do this, do some math, type some things into Google, and we'll see what we come up with. But I'll show you the ingredients before I get started. I got apple cider from ShopRite. I got like a big jug of that. We have lemon juice, maple syrup, triple sec, and vodka. I'm a little nervous that this is gonna be like a very sweet drink because I feel like apple cider itself is already sweet, and then when you add the maple syrup and triple sec, it's just gonna be super sweet. But that's why I'm only gonna do half of this first, and then I'll make the second half in these little jugs, so that if we mess up the first half, we can go back to the drawing board and not waste all the apple cider. So let me do some measurements, do some math. I'll do like a little montage clip, and then I'll do a little taste test with you guys to make sure that it actually tastes good. And if it doesn't, you'll see me freak out. John. Babe. He cannot hear me. He's playing video games. Babe. Hello? Do you want a taste test or no? I'm nervous. Wait, I need to get another shot glass up. What if this is just really bad?
Why is it in a shot glass?
So we can taste test.
Oh,
Oh, you thought you were doing a whole glass?
I guess.
Do you want a whole glass?
Depends.
It might just be the outside. It used to have gold in the cup. Is it bad?
It's just a bit strong.
Like
just,
vodka?
yeah, like just to add more this.
Like really strong?
I mean, it'd be fine in a shot, but if it's a martini,
It's a martini.
then you probably want to add a little. Well, I don't know. Are martinis just like strong items?
It's not that good.
You're
It's
gonna
lemon juice.
More of this. Yeah, it's too.
This tastes like something that we would have made at Syracuse
It's
and then
too-
been like, this is great, let's go tailgate.
It's too citrusy, so you need more of this, less of that. Vodka's probably fine. Yeah, way too much of this.
That was a lot of vodka. Okay, I'm gonna do another. Oh my god. I have heartburn. I'm gonna do another half cup of apple cider. Imagine if I didn't taste test this and I just gave it to people. We all went to Syracuse, so, you know, we put our brave faces on, but we're also all 26 now, so vodka does not go down the way that it used to. See, this smells less vodka-y. Oh, I think that's way better. All right, this is the first batch. I think I kind of fixed it. That second shot like wasn't as bad. I'm gonna put that off to the side and I'm gonna try to do this again with this thing and just see where that lands us. I had way too much vodka to apple cider ratio. Way too much vodka. That was straight Tito's. I'm gonna put these in the fridge. We think that they're okay. The thing is, I get so nervous making people food or drinks or anything like that because I don't trust people to tell me that things are nasty. I know, like, John would tell me if it was nasty and I would probably use my best judgment if they were really nasty, but I don't know. I just, like, have a fear of people being like, that's super gross, but I'm not gonna tell you, and then they just, like, go home and are sick. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's, like, a really odd fear, but that's where I'm at. The apple cider martini mix is in the fridge, and now I'm gonna make the espresso martini mix. I also like cleaned everything up with a Lysol wipe and washed my hands and threw all the dishes that had apple on it in the dishwasher, so no cross-contamination is happening here on my watch. But now we're making the ingredients for the Nespresso martini, the espresso martini with Nespresso pods. If you didn't know, Nespresso actually makes single shot espresso decaf pods. This is the name of them, and these are the best to make espresso martinis with. I've made espresso martinis a few times in the past, and I always use the decaf pods, and the martinis always turn out so good. And I've made them for other people, and other people have loved them as well. So if you're big into espresso martinis and you have an espresso machine, I would highly recommend getting the decaf pods because it's like the easiest way to make it, and it tastes really yummy. And this is what they look like. And it's perfect because espresso martinis only call for 1 ounce of espresso, and 1 ounce of espresso is like equivalent to, I think, like 1 shot of espresso. So these are literally like the perfect pods for them. I have quite a few. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of us coming tonight. I don't know how many people are gonna drink it. When I did the survey, only 4 people voted for espresso martinis. So I'm thinking maybe I just do 4 shots of espresso for now, considering I made that whole batch of apple cider, and then I can always come downstairs and make more if needed. But I'm making them now because they're supposed to chill in the fridge for a little bit, according to the recipe, because espresso martinis are supposed to be cold. So I'm gonna brew this and then put it in the fridge after. Espresso has been brewed. It's really hot, so I'm gonna leave it on the counter to cool for a little bit because I don't think you're supposed to put hot glass in the fridge or it explodes. I think that's a thing. I don't know if that's a myth or not, but either it explodes or cracks. Like, it's not good to put hot glass in the fridge. So I'm gonna leave it on the counter for a bit to cool off. And I figured in the meantime I'd show you all the other little things that I got for this Weenies and Tinis party. All of this stuff came from Amazon, by the way, except for the food, obviously. So if you're looking to do like a similar theme, Amazon is a great place because I think I spent like max $30 on all of the supplies, to be honest, and I didn't buy supplies that I knew that I wouldn't reuse, if that makes any sense. So I tried to buy like very practical items, but some of the things aren't practical, but I know like will be used eventually. So the first thing that I got are these little, I don't know, you know, like when you go to a ball game and they give you these little things to put your fries and hot dogs in? I got this, although I think they're kind of small for the hot dogs, so the hot dogs might literally be like leaning outside of the package, but I just thought that these were really cute, and I feel like we'll use a good amount of these tonight anyways because I'm gonna make french fries and we have chips and stuff. So I got these, and then I got these napkins, and I just thought that these were very fitting for the theme. There's a wine glass on here, so we're just gonna pretend like it's a martini glass, but look how cute these napkins are. I mean, books, the cocktails, group therapy is just like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes people refer to book club as group therapy. I just thought these napkins were very on theme, so got these. I got a white tablecloth. I don't know if I'm gonna end up using this or returning it. I bought it just in case. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was literally $9. I might lay this down as like a base to put everything else on top because I have some ways that I think I'm gonna like decorate this. I just want to make a cute little presentation, like make it a fun little event, you know what I mean? So I did buy the tablecloth. I might return it because I don't know if we'll end up using it, but we'll see. Honestly, I might keep it because we are hosting Thanksgiving this year, so I might need this, but I don't know. Last but not least, I wish that I had a gold frame for this because I think that this would be very cute for a gold frame, but I didn't want to go out and purchase a gold frame that I will never ever reuse, and we can DIY things around here. So I made this graphic that says Weenies and Tinis on it, and it has books, a martini, and then a hot dog, and I literally cut the flaps off of a cardboard box and made my own little like picture frame gadget situation. It's gonna sit like this. That literally works perfectly. I mean, I'm so sorry, but I'm a DIY queen. When I was in, I think, first grade, maybe second grade, I had this art teacher that when you would mess something up or you wouldn't know how to do something or something turned out like a little bit weird, she would say that you needed to be art smart about it, and that has always stuck with me like literally my entire life. Whenever I can't think to do something creatively or I'm like trying to figure something out, I always think like, oh, I need to be art smart about this, and I always come up with something. I DIY'd the shiz out of this, and honestly, it turned out great. I think my art teacher would be very proud of me. So, little Weenies and Teenies sign just for fun. And then I think I might bring some of like my hardback books to set the martini glasses on top of. I think that would be like a cute little display if they were stacked. And then of course I have food. I have chips, we're gonna do french fries. We have hot dogs, the hot dog buns, I bought cookies. We have the cocktails, and I think that I'm pretty much ready to go. I hope it's just like cute and everyone likes it, and I hope that the vision comes together because this could be one of those things that like looks really cool in your head, but then you go to actually do the whole thing and it turns out really ugly. So I'm just gonna pray that it doesn't turn out ugly. Okay, like isn't this setup kind of cute? I'm gonna do it upstairs on the roof, but stack of books, martini glasses on top. I'm gonna have to use 2 red wine glasses because I don't have 6 martini glasses, and I wasn't gonna buy more just for book club. And then this next to it, and then like all the food out, the drinks. Like this is my vision, and I feel like it's gonna be so cute once I bring it to life fully. It's really windy up here, so I'm just hoping nothing blows over, but this is the final setup for Weenies and Teenies. I have the little sign, all of the stuff we cooked, french fries. John's gonna come help me with the hot dogs. We also managed to get the fireplace working. We can put on a little movie or something with the volume down. Literally just so cute. The only thing is it's literally so windy, so it could either be really cold and everything could blow away, or it could be a success. Morning, you guys. Happy Friday. We're starting off the day with a good shower, Starbucks, flowers, a 15-minute cleanup. Honestly, a stellar start to a Friday. I did so good about dressing up all week. Like I feel like I looked very put together, but also relaxed and still comfy. And today I just did not have the motivation to even like plan out a work from home outfit. So we're in a hoodie today, my Aritzia shorts, literally the ideal comfy outfit for Friday. Last night's book club was so much fun. Everyone loved the little setup, and I feel like I did such a good job with like planning out every little details, so it was so cute just to like sit there and catch up with everyone. I also like never really use that space on a route that often, normally because other people are sitting there, and honestly I think we probably ended up stealing that spot from a lot of guys last night that planned on watching Thursday night football. So oops, but also you snooze you lose, because I got to the spot first. So it was nice to like put on some background TV. We had the fireplace going, we just chatted, had all of the food to munch on. The apple cider martinis were a hit. They said they were super, super good. So I will leave the recipe linked down below, since everyone seemed to like it and we liked it. I feel like it's a good go-to recipe for fall, so I'll have that linked down below from Pinterest, so you guys can make an at-home cocktail. I feel like you could also like make it a mocktail too if you're not into drinking, and just take out the vodka, maybe substitute it for like sparkling water or something. I feel like that would be kind of good. So there's different ways to do that, but that was a hit. We didn't even end up drinking the espresso martinis. I could have sworn my friend was allergic to like every version of apple, but I guess she's only allergic to like an apple. Like she can drink and eat apples that have been cooked or processed, like processed food, I guess. And I just didn't know that for some reason. So she ended up also drinking the apple cider, and we did not touch the espresso martini. So I just put the espresso that we had last night in the fridge, and maybe we'll have it tonight or sometime this weekend or something, so it doesn't go to waste. But that's kind of where we're at. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to host everyone. I probably won't host again for a while because there's like a good amount of us in our book club group. I feel like there's 6 core people that always show up to every single book club, and we take turns hosting. So I probably won't host again for like another 6 months most likely. I am working today. Thankfully, I literally only have 1 meeting on my calendar, and I feel like I knocked out everything else that I had to do earlier this week. So I feel like I really don't have anything to do today for work, which is kind of nice, unless things get thrown my way. So I'm just planning on like obviously monitoring my work computer, making sure that I don't have anything else to do, joining the meeting a little bit later on. But for the most part, I think it's gonna be a very chill work day. I just wanted to pick up the vlog and say happy Friday. I am so tired today that I'm literally like falling asleep at my desk. I don't know if I need another coffee, which I probably don't, let's be honest, or if I need to just get up and go for a walk, which I could do. But for now, I'm just gonna remove myself from my desk. And I figured that I would do a recap of the books that I read in August. I know that we're already halfway through September. I cannot believe today is already September 15th, but I didn't do this in any of my earlier vlogs this month because they were kind of like tailored towards traveling. So I figured better late than never, I would do a little book recap. For those of you guys that don't like the book recaps and aren't into the reading thing, feel free to skip this section because the next several minutes we're going to be talking about all the books that I read in August. I'm going to skip the Crescent City series because I think I did like a deep dive on the Crescent City series in a previous vlog, so you guys get the point. But I did read both of those books in August and gave the first one 5 stars, the second one 4 stars. I really liked them. I'm looking forward to the third book. Next books that I read The Goal by Elle Kennedy. This is the 4th book in the Off-Campus series. It's basically a hockey romance book. I gave it 3 stars. I didn't write a review for this one. I think sometimes Goodreads deletes my reviews because I definitely write reviews for all these books and then sometimes they just like go missing. But this was the 4th book in the Off-Campus series. If you're into sports romances or hockey romances, I definitely would recommend this series. The next book that I read in August was The Legacy, which is the 5th book in the Off-Campus series, so also by Elle Kennedy. I gave that book another 3 out of 5 stars, and I think this one was kind of like a novella. It wasn't necessarily like the 5th book in the series. I would say it was more like a short novella wrapping up the 4 main stories, because it essentially took all of the characters from the first 4 books and wrote a little section about them years in the future. So you know whether or not like they got married or had kids, or like where they're at in life, they're playing pro hockey, like what they're doing, so on and so forth. So it was like basically a book that wrapped up everyone's life in like a perfect little bow. Next book that I read was Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I feel like I'm gonna make some people mad with this review, but I did not give this book 5 stars. This is probably like one of my most anticipated books all year because so many people have rated this the best book of 2023. And where I do think it's a very good good book. I don't think it's like one of the best books that I've ever read. Like, it wasn't an immediate 5-star to me. In fact, I only gave it 4 out of 5 stars, like not even a 4.5 or a 4.75, just a 4. My review was, like I said, definitely looking forward to the next book and think that the series is going to be great. There were some slower parts in the book, and I didn't feel super connected to a lot of the characters until the last 20% of the book. But I feel like the second book has the potential to be a 5-star read. I feel like now that I've been introduced to the characters in the book and I know a little bit more about their lives, I feel way more connected to them. But I kind of feel like at the beginning of this book, we were just like thrown into this world and thrown into all these characters' lives, and they didn't really give us much background on the story, I guess. That's the thing about fantasy books. The first book is always so hard to get into, and they're always super long, but there's a reason that fantasy authors do that. It's so that like you feel connected to the main characters and you know more about the main characters and their background and where they're coming from and like the whole situation. So this fantasy author kind of did like the opposite of that and just threw us into the world, and you figured it out as you go. But because I was figuring out these characters as I went throughout the book, I didn't feel as connected to them. So I have high hopes for the second book. I literally pre-ordered the second book on Amazon, even though I didn't buy the first book as a physical book. I rented it from Libby. Next book that I read was actually our book club book for this month, so kind of goes along with the book club theme that I was talking about last night. We read Insatiable by Daisy Buchanan, and I gave this book 2.5 out of 5 stars. I would honestly read the spoiler alerts about this book before going into it, because I genuinely do not think that the summary of this book was a good explanation of what this book is actually about. This book markets itself as like a woman that's in her mid-20s and she's struggling, and it's supposed to be super relatable and like kind of sexy and things of that sort, and it was just not that at all. It was not relatable at all. There were so many weird elements of this book. It also has a really low rating on Goodreads and Amazon. Like, I had low expectations going into this book, and I was hoping that my low expectations were just me being negative, but I genuinely see why it has so many low ratings. It's just a bizarre book. So if you're looking for a really bizarre read, read this book. Be very cautious with this book. Honestly, I would recommend the audiobook more than I would actually recommend reading the book, because I think the audiobook may be easier to get through. I don't really know. It wasn't my favorite book. I'm moving on from it. Next book that I read was Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Tasha Kazu. I hope I did not butcher that name, and I am so sorry if I do. This is the first book in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. This book was actually originally written in Japanese from a Japanese author, and it was translated into English. And I've heard so much about this book and so many good things about this book. I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars just because I don't think it like was what I was expecting, to be completely honest. It kind of read as a book that had multiple short stories in it, and basically the short story is about this cafe that allows you to time travel, but there are like a bunch of rules about the time traveling and how you can time travel and all that sort, and I think it kind of felt a little bit dry to me in certain areas. I liked the messages behind each of the short stories, but I just think that it got like a little bit repetitive. But I would recommend reading it if you want like a quick read, something that's like very unique. All right, last book that I read in August was Hostage by Claire McIntosh. This is a book that I've had for, I literally think like 2 years. Like, this book has been on my TBR for a very long time, and it's one of those books that I just like never really got around to, and then I was all of a sudden in the mood to read it this month, and I'll take that as a win. I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. I said I enjoyed the storyline and multiple POVs, but needless to say, don't read this book if you have flight anxiety. Basically, if you don't know what this book is about, it goes along with the title of the book, Hostage. Basically, a plane gets taken hostage by an organization, and there are multiple storylines, multiple POVs, and I found that part of the story very interesting. Reading from the perspective of like the flight attendants that were on this plane being taken hostage of, reading from the perspective of those that were taking hostage of the plane, and then reading the perspective of those that were like families on the ground waiting for the plane to land. Like I said, this is not a lighthearted read, and definitely do not read it if you have flight anxiety. But I personally enjoyed this book as someone that really likes reading books that kind of have like a psychology aspect to them, if that makes any sense. So those are all the books that I read in August. It's halfway through September and I've only read 2 books, but I think I'm just gonna save it for next month's wrap up because it just gives me something to look forward to, and it gives you guys something to look forward to. So those were all the books that I read. Kind of want to go get a Celsius. That's probably not a good idea, but I kind of want one. Past 5 o'clock, aka it's officially the weekend and I'm off of work. Shut the laptop, we're done for the day. We're getting ready to go for like a post work walk. I think we're gonna walk all the way to Hoboken. It's really nice outside. It's only like 72 degrees. It's been 60 degrees all day, and I think this is maybe like the hottest it's been all day. And when I ran to CVS earlier to get a Celsius, it was actually kind of chilly because the wind and stuff is blowing. So I feel like it's gonna be the perfect temperature for a walk without like literally overheating. So we're gonna do that, then we're gonna come back here and make dinner and probably have like a very chill Friday night. We made dinner plans tomorrow, so I think we're gonna eat dinner here, probably just hang out here for the evening. I don't really know what we'll get up to. I'm glad I'm done with work for the day though, because I was literally struggling to stay awake. Like even after having that Celsius, I still feel super tired. My eyes just feel really heavy. So I'm hoping that this walk wakes me up a little bit, and then honestly maybe an early night for me, pending if I fall asleep early, I guess, because it sounds like I need sleep. Sounds like I need an early bedtime tonight. This is my wild Friday night plans. We just got back from the walk a little bit ago. We made dinner. We had these like chipotle chicken honey situation bowls. They were okay. They were like, was not my favorite meal that we cooked this week. I feel like we had some good dinners this week from recipes that I just found on Pinterest. And that one was honestly probably my least favorite. I feel like it was missing a sauce or something. So we had that for dinner. I just took a shower and now I am currently laying in bed. I'm gonna read my Kindle for a little bit and then hopefully get to bed at like a reasonable time. It's already 9 o'clock, although I'm feeling more awake than I was earlier, which is kind of concerning because I just feel like maybe the Celsius kicked in kind of late and now I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight, but we'll see. I'm gonna lay here, gonna read a book. I don't know which one I'm gonna read yet. I finished the 4th book in the Inheritance Game series last night, so now I need to pick a new book to read, but I have so many options to choose from and I don't really know what I'm in the mood for. I'm in the mood for like several. I could go for a fantasy, I could go for a romance book. I kind of want to read Vicious by V.E. Schwab because I've heard that's really good, but I don't know. We'll see what I end up reading, but this is my plan for Friday night. Wild. This is what being 26 is. Laying in bed at 9 p.m. on a Friday with your Kindle. Good morning. I'm gonna make this really quick because we're about to head over to Hoboken. John has a hair appointment and I'm going with him and we're gonna do like coffee, brunch, all the things in Hoboken, but I figured I'd show you guys my little outfit before we leave. This is the jean jacket that I just got in Charleston. It's from Free People. Literally the most perfect, oversized, color, style jean jacket that I've ever worn. I'm not a jean jacket girl and I can foresee myself wearing this so much this fall. I mean, literally look at how perfect it is with this outfit. And I'm wearing a little black tank top, skirt, and then Converse. We're all dressed up for fall today. I'm giving into the fall. It's 60 something degrees outside, aka cold this morning, and therefore I feel like I can finally give into the fall weather. Like, okay, I get it. It's fall. It's cold outside. It's noon. We're back from Hoboken. It was a success. Haircuts were done. Lululemon was shopped. I almost got this cute little polka dot dress. I think I filmed it for you guys from Madewell because Madewell's running a sale this weekend that's like 25% off for insiders, which just means that you're part of their reward program, which is free. So I almost got that, but then I was like, the only place I would realistically wear this is to the office or somewhere where I would need maybe like a more conservative dress. I don't know if like that's the right word. Didn't end up getting it, even though it was like it was like $30 off with the sale price, but it was still a pricey dress because Madewell's really pricey, so I didn't end up getting that. And then we made our way back here. Now we're gonna sit here for the rest of the afternoon. We have dinner reservations in the East Village at 6 o'clock, which means we need to leave here by 5. So I think for the rest of the afternoon, we're just gonna like hang out, chill. I'm gonna edit this vlog because it will be going up tomorrow. Quick turnaround time. And I think that's about it. So I wanted to go ahead and end off this vlog here, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe down below, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next vlog.